Hi guys, this is my analysis of cable. I thought I'd video it for myself as well, really, because it'll be a record of how I'm approaching the chart. So anyway, cable appears to be um, plummeting down at the moment. Anyway, there was some notion of some support happening, and price came up a little. And the negative impact of the Brexit price has come down, and it has actually breached long-term support and is now heading toward the 13,000 level that I'd mentioned before. No, I think I referred to as 1300 before, but it's clearly marked 13,000. So naturally, there's some major movement going on there, some of which may or may not have been catchable. But I'm just coming to the market and trying to make sense of cable to see, is this tradable? Am I looking for a bounce off the 13,000? A retrace? Momentum? Momentum hasn't quite plummeted down on the monthly chart quite so much yet. So let's just see where this is going. There's obviously some major movement going on there, and it looks like that the bearishness of cable has taken uh, off with some major price action. So looking to see here, is this going to be anything to support the a retrace or continued movement? Can't see any real levels there. Now you could feasibly put in a fib if that was the if that there was the level. That's actually a sweet spot return in price before coming down, and then based on that, then even though it doesn't look like it has good price action, let's just assume it comes down to the 13,000, or give or take. And you could do it based on the price action now. There's been a little bit of consolidation where it's come back to. But there's not much on that so let's just say we're coming down to the 13,000 or so, and then we have a sweet spot around about here, and the level there, the prior support, is actually clustering with the 38.2. so prior support, which is historical, is clustering with the 38.2. so that's a reasonable level to start to look at. Can't see in relation to any of the markings got on there. So the prior, which is the return to the prior support and resistance level, is a logical assumption. So, and it's clustering with the 38.2, and based on a 13,000 projection of price action. So there's a suspected movement of a little over 100 or so points down. That's continued price action, and then to look further down time frames to see what's going on. So that spike there is a logical level, and as you can see, it's prior support and resistance as well. And it's if it comes down to 13,000, there's actually a cluster with the prior support and resistance as well. So weekly, I'm not suspecting anything there. Messy price action, which is what it is. Momentum tells me something. Like it's not going to come down that much further before some a possible retrace. If it does, it may sort of poke through, perhaps. We'll just wait and see, really. It still has got a very small amount of way to go. On the daily, probably looking even more volatile. It took a while, yeah. Down to the 4 hours. Okay. Well, this is the yep. This is the I had to just pause the video and check that was the level, the support resistance level on the higher time frames. It's difficult to see on here. It's not exact, but I can't go back that far on the 4 hour. Really. But that's the support resistance levels. So is this here? So I'd be looking at this to see if there's anything relevant on Fibonacci levels. Depending where price goes. Based on the current price action, if this level here were to be the bottom, then the retrace here is actually the clustering with the 78.6 level, which would be the maximum for a retrace that you'd want to be seeing, and would be a good opportunity to come back down there. So I'm actually quite interested in cable there, not immediately. So I think it's going on my watch list because what I'm seeing there and what I'm getting a sense of now is there's a lot of technicals in terms of the price action that are supporting the levels that we're seeing in terms of support and resistance. We've got if that does start to retrace now, and the 78.6 is actually clustering with the prior resistance. Really nice level, I think, anyway. And if anyone agrees, I'm just going to see if where that 78 is, if it comes down to the 13,000. Marginally no difference anyway. So in fact, it's a very precise cluster, very precise cluster on the 13,000 level. So that's absolutely really nice as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to leave that fib in for now. And so I'm interested in cable. I might look to see how this retrace is playing on the ticks. Assuming this is going to be a retrace, I'm not too bothered if it comes further down. If I'm looking at the 13,000 as a support level, then I'm really interested in the retrace on the ticks and this level of return here. And that's my plan for cable over the coming days and weeks, depending how it plays out, really. So yeah, I think there's some nice levels there, and I'm seeing possible retrace to the 78.6 where it's clustering, irrespective of if it's bottoming in now or whether it's bottom in at 13,000. Okay, and I thought I'd share that. And I will be looking at ticks, but at the moment it's not really the time for me to look at unless it's actually going to continue. But it's extended on the 4 hourly. So if I was looking to trade ticks, I'd really be looking for it not to be quite so extended and threatening to pull back, really. I could just take a look and see where we are. MTF scanning. Oops, wrong one. MTF scanning ticks. There we go. Shouldn't be too long. We got cable here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's, at the moment it's messy, isn't it? Anyway, so I'd be looking to possibly look at that as on the higher time frames as a pullback, and I'm looking at those levels I just mentioned. So I'm looking at the levels on the 4-hourly, having a 78 retrace, and we found cable again. Thank you very much. Which is clustering with the prior support and resistance, which on my chart is 13,771. Call it actually, you know, the psychological level is 13,800. And having said that, 13,800 is the exact or a precise, almost a precise cluster with the current 78.6. So you've got two precise clusters almost on the irrespective of whether you have the cluster from the current level or the cluster from the 13,000 level. But it's pretty much as near as damn it now anyway, even if it continues down a bit. So I'm not in a rush to trade it, but it is one to watch definitely in relation to going to those key levels, in my opinion.